The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten, he wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
You can't make this shit up.
Great against the run. Now on the free surface gives them a lot of firepower where they can pressure the quarterback also when he needs it. And the silver and black faithful will say, boy, that brings back some memories of Jack Squire back in 1983 with interception right before the half on a similar play and a touchdown.
You can't make this shit up.
Raiders! Oh, he's got it. He sure does. He's got Cooper. There he goes.
And Bo Jackson to the 20 and out in front. And only one man to do that. He's me. Can't run him down. He had the angle, but there goes Bo. And nobody captures Bo. Touchdown.
Touchdown! Raiders!
Yo, drink, drop, reverse. It's going down, pigs and black.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Little review. There we go. It always takes a little bit to, what do you call it? To focus in. So how you guys and gals, Raider Nation, doing this evening? Let me get rid of some of these things here. Makes it a little easier to talk to you. I got to get my setup just like the commish. It'll make it a little bit easier. But while all else fails, yeah! Raider Nation. Chris, you did ask about that. What did happen to the commish? Hey, thanks, Josh. Hail to the captain. I like that. Granted, I know that this is the commish's page, and I love being a part of it. And, you know, hopefully, yeah, I got you. I love you too there, Leslie. 3-2 Knights. F the Capitals, and I'll get on that as well. First off, I would like to apologize to the folks out there in Raider Reaction land. You that know me know that for the most part, I try to stay civil. I try not to swear. The reason is because I wish to do this for a living. And I know that if you do this for a living and you're not on cable shows like, you know, satellite, where you can swear up a storm like Howard Stern and other folks, I understand that. Yarg! Linus gets it. Linus, my brother from Philly. Love you, brother. But anyway, last night, I swore like a sailor. I'm not proud of that. But I admit that last night was a little bit much for me. It started with having to go over to the commiss's house, and they had big time construction over on his street. And I like to, I understand, Jason, I appreciate it, but I am passionate. And, you know, after a while, it became a little bit of a running gag. But I do like to try to be professional. I went to school for it. I am a broadcaster. So I know here I'm allowed to get away with it, but I don't like to get into very much of a bad habit. And by the way, because I will don this just for a little bit, obviously, just for the opening, my Warrior hat, as I am so happy to say, and I don't want to jinx it, but a team that I have on my head is up in the series. Now, we're also watching while we're here, and it's right over here. You guys can't see it. But the Golden Knights are winning 3-2. Intermission between the second and third periods. Love my Flyers. You might not be able to see it, but I do have a small Flyers mug right up over there. I really can't wait until my room gets done. So all of this will be moved out there, and I will take you guys on a tour. Probably my first show, hopefully. I'll take you guys on a tour of the room when it gets done. Smashville. Not this year, Jace. Not this year. But I apologize for my very bad effing mouth last night. But again, one of the passionate things that I have was, and I still can't believe it, and I'm going to try to do this without going off again. I have it right here. Make sure that it doesn't get much of a glare. This is Jim Otto. See if that's better. Yeah, there you go. That's better. This is Mr. Raider. I didn't call him Mr. Raider. The entire Oakland fan base calls him Mr. Raider. And in case you missed last night, I'll give you the highlights. We had the Final Four of the greatest all-time Raider last night here on Raider Reaction. The preliminary or the semifinal was Jim Otto versus Howie Long, who Howie's right over here. There you go. Always sat with Al Davis. You know why? Because he was a Raider longer than Al Davis. He is Mr. Raider. 210 consecutive games, 15 years, 14 games a pop, not even counting playoff games. At least 217, including Wikipedia. The man gave up his body for the Raiders. Okay, he went up against Howie. And one of the folks on here, and by the way, thank you. Yeah. All right, T Courts. Maybe in the 585. Maybe. I don't even know where the 585 is, but I know I'm Mr. Raider here, but I'm the captain. I couldn't believe that when we did the show, that people that didn't know, that have no clue about who Jim Otto is. And I had the other picture, and I'll show it right here. Look at that helmet. You see that helmet? You see how screwed up it is and gnarled and all of that? How messed up it is? Do you see that helmet? The guy played with a single, not quite a kicker's face bar, but an old-time face bar, and just a little kind of like horse thing. I don't even know what the hell it's called. When you play like that, oh, Rochester, that's right, Terry, that's right. You're up by my buddies. You're in the club too. I got your shirt stuff right over here. By the way, in Rochester, you might have. I'm going to tell you that Nino is my boy up there in Rochester. Nino and the missus. Nino Benvenuto. That's Italian. But I couldn't believe the younger crowd just does not know who Jim Otto is, being Mr. Raider. Goomba. Don't tell him that. You don't know what happens. Those paisans, they might have taken care of you there, Jason. They might make you an offer you can refuse. Always have respect. I know you're just joshing. But anyway, I'm Italian Imperiale. Hey, paisan. Bueno. It's great. Su madre. Yeah, I know that's Spanish, but I do a couple different languages. Tide Pod. I ain't touching that. How can kids be so stupid that they eat laundry detergent? They eat laundry detergent. It's not candy. It's soap. Chemicals, harsh chemicals. And they're eating this stuff. That's so freaking stupid. Can't explain it. Long story short, according to the votes, and I actually went back last night before the deluge of the after show, and I think Otto, I'm sorry to say, I think Otto had like one more vote than Howie Long, but the commish called it for Howie Long. I'm pissed because I was even saving things to share about Howie, because remember, in a debate you always keep stuff, and I had to throw out the other stuff while it's going on, but they called it for Howie. I guarantee you I want a rematch. I left my papers over at the commission's house from last night. By the way, because somebody asked, I can't remember who. The commission is at working a new job, and he is beat. Yeah, I agree, Matt. I agree. I think it was rigged too. I think it should. See, the funny thing is that even the commish thought it was going to be myself going up against him for the final. Stabler versus Otto. That's the way it should have been. That's the way it should have been. Didn't happen. Because when you have Stabler going up against Howie Long, it's a mismatch. No way in hell is Howie going to beat Kenny Stabler. And Linus kept voting. Thank you. Matt definitely kept voting. Otto. Linus was voting. But then I think Jason voted for Long because he got an autograph from him. Dude, I got autographs of other people. That doesn't that doesn't taint my thinking. But you know what? That's enough. It's 15 minutes in the show. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. 1 second. Wonderful. Thursday night, burritos over at Tijuana Flats. They make the best Arnold Palmers. Sweet tea and lemonade. Great. But back to football. We got things to talk about because we are in the second week of non-mandatory, voluntary training. Voluntary organized team activities, otherwise known as OTAs. Second week of it. And, of course, the Raiders are out there. And it's refreshing that they're showing highlights. I thought the Capitals might have scored again. Oh. Good to the Warriors, but as stated. And by the way, the people that think that I'm bald because I always wear a hat, this ain't bald, brother. This ain't bald. Lots of hair. I ain't touching that one anymore. But OTAs, second week. The people that need to be there are there. Except for a certain linebacking defensive end, now full-time defensive end, number 52. I'm not sure who that could be. Is it Bruce Irvin? No. Bruce Irvin's 51. Is it 53? No. That was Navarro Bowman. 56? Yeah, he's there, but that's Derek Johnson. So, George, and it's right out there. I got my personalized Ted Hendricks for you as well. Mark gets it. That's the segue, Mark. Linus, shame on you. Who is 52? I know that it does him no good to go out for voluntary stuff when he's not signed. Okay, let me take that back. He is signed. He's signed through this year. The only thing that is hurting him is actually two things. Thank you. Jason gets it. He's not there while the new defensive scheme is being put forward by Paul Gunther. And he's missing valuable training time up here. Doing what you need to do, the mental reps that goes along with this new defense. Because it's not that stupid, crappy Ken Norton Jr. defense. Actually, Norton Jr. had an E-fence because there was no D in it. He had an E-fence, and it was offensive. Our offense was offensive as well, but that's a brum-bum-ch. That's a 2-for-1 joke right there. Mac was out in New York. On Instagram. Well, he did go to Buffalo. Hey, Joel, try to track that and see if you can put a link on here for everybody. And Jason gets it too. There's a lot of new people in camp. Tommy, they got money for him. But as somebody was saying, it's a matter of crossing the T's, dotting the I's. But the only person that's going to be hurting, actually, Khalil Mack's going to be hurting. He's in good shape, but he's still not going to be in that football shape. Because next week, when it's mandatory, he needs to be there. Yeah, Mike, if you think that Seattle with the defense that Norton Jr. has, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it because Norton is a crap defensive coordinator. Now, granted, he has some, or I should say he had some of the people to implement the Seattle D in the past, but all of the really good players, they're all gone. Who's left? Bobby Wagner? At linebacker. Malcolm Smith might be there, although I ain't really stressing on him. The one twins in Philly, the defensive tackle. Jason Getz, he's a position coach. And he's not even that good of a position coach because our linebackers sucked last year, and he's a linebacker coach. So we'll see. It's going to hurt us. Linus, and that's another reason why he needs to be there. He needs to be in there because, but primarily he's going to be at defensive end, Linus. Primarily at defensive end. They've already said that. Thank you. Matt gets it. Earl Thomas and Bobby Wagner are the only folks from the Legion of Boom worth of salt that are still there in Seattle. So I can give a crap what Norton Jr. has up his sleeve. Thank you there, Lance. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. I just wanted to throw this out because, again, it's what I think about when I'm worried about what the team's going to do. I'm a little worried. And this is my segue to my first subject. By the way, the third period started, and it's still 3-2. If you guys were here when the commission and I did the schedule reveal and who we thought was going to win, I had the Raiders down at 10-6. The commissioner had them down at 11-5. And one of the big differences that we had, and don't call me a hater. Yeah, go ahead and text there. Go ahead and text there, Lance. No problem. I respond to as many as I can, as I can. Getting back to point, when we were talking about the season opener against the Rams, I had us down as an L. I had us down as an L. Again, I'm not a hater. You know that there's nobody that loves the team more than me, other than maybe Al Davis. And yeah, 14-2 is way much. Because remember, guys, Gruden, he actually is inheriting a decent team because first 2 years of Gruden, first time around, 8-8, 8-8. They had to build, they had to gel. And this is going to be a big turnover in roster. I would say 2/3 to maybe 3/4 of the roster. 2/3 to 3/4 of the rosters are going to be new. The core is going to be there. Mac's going to be there. No Carr's going to be there. Cooper's going to be there. You got the big three in the middle and the offensive line. They're going to be there. But you know what? Other than them, that's 5 guys. And it used to be you could say, well, okay, well, Janikowski is going to be there, and Kondo's going to be there, and King's going to be there. They're all gone. Those were 3 that you said, okay, those 3 are there, and then who's the other 50? Not even this year, because they're all gone. So the Rams, opener. As of right now, I'm calling it an L. Why? Because I think the Rams right now are a better team. They were in the playoffs last year. They won it. I think they were either 11-5, 12-4. Doesn't matter. They won the NFC West. And, it's going to be a good test for us, but right now they are a better team. 2017 Rams offense, 3rd overall in the league. 8th in passing, 7th in running, 1st in scoring. 1st in scoring. I'll get to that in a minute, Matt. And 5th in yards per play or pass. Their defense, 14th overall, 6th in passing, 25th in running, 9th in scoring, not bad, 15th in yards per play. But here's the thing. Last year, and listen to this, the offense for the Rams went from 32nd overall in 2016 to 3rd overall and the number 1 scoring unit in the NFL. And what happened to their defense? Well, let me see. Who'd they pick up? Well, they got this really huge dude that's an MVP candidate in the middle, Aaron Donald. He's already there. And then they went out and picked up Ndamukong Suh. Okay, maybe for a loan for 1 year, but he's there. That is a hell of a middle. And what did they do? But in the secondary, they picked up 2 of the better corners, not the greatest, but 2 of the better corners in the AFC West. Thank goodness, because they're out of our division now. But you put Marcus Peters on one side and Aqib Talib on the other. Yeah, Talib's a little longer in the tooth, but they're still great. George, yes, they are going to have an impact. You know, I don't care that their left tackle is older. So's ours. Whitworth is a fantastic left tackle. And, yeah, Matt, Lynch might have plowed over Suh when he was in Miami, but Suh didn't have nobody helping him in Miami. Had nobody helping him. The defense for the Rams, which was decent last year, when you're above the line, remember there's 32 teams, so if you're top 16, at least you're above the line. They were 14th, and they got better. And remember, who's their D coordinator? Some guy by the name of Wade Phillips, who the teams get better for as the years go by, as they gel more and they learn how to play together. That defense is going to be really good. Going to get better. Their offense was already good, and they got another year of gelling. They got a fantastic running back in Gurley. I used to see him when he played for the Big Red of Georgia. It's a hell of a back. As long as he can stay healthy, hell of a back. Goff's a decent quarterback. Remember, number 1 pick in the draft. He's only going to get better. But he's got a decent arm, but he's more along the lines of than Alex Smith, a guy that as long as he doesn't screw up and give you a turnover, he's going to be a decent quarterback. So he hands the ball off to Gurley, and he can throw to a decent wide receiving core. Because remember, they got rid of the guy that they picked up from Buffalo. The guy that was fortunate enough that Buffalo picked up in Sammy Watkins, so we can get Khalil Mack. So they got rid of him. By Sammy Watkins, what'd they do? They picked up Cooks. And remember what Cooks did to our defense last year when he was playing in New England. Remember what he did to us when he was playing in New Orleans. He cooks us. And he can just fly. And I don't care who we have at quarterback. I said cornerback. I'm kind of watching, Chris. I hope I didn't see another goal. Like I said, I hate the Capitals. Oh, still 3-2. Tatars in the box. But again, if you got Cooks on one side, you got Cooper Kupp, He's kind of like a Bolitnikov, a Danny Amendola, a guy that can just get received like our Jordy Nelson, but younger. Guy catches everything in sight. Doesn't have all the speed, but he catches everything in sight. So when you have that going for you, that's a hell of an asset. And who else they got? They got one more wide receiver. Woods. God's a good receiver. One of the better offensive lines. So this is what I said. Based upon personnel right now, the Rams got a better team than us, personnel-wise. Where we improved over the summer and where we will improve more is with our coaching staff, which will be able to match up well, coaching-wise. McVay's a hell of a coach out of a Gruden line. Remember, he coached under John's brother's staff in D.C. Hell of a coach. They got a hell of a defensive coordinator. Got some good coaches over there. Thank God that the Raiders finally paid some coin to get some really good coaches, because we've always had, I don't say always, but when we were good, we've always had really good players, but our coaches weren't all that, okay? Other than John Madden and other than Tom Flores, and of course, Gruden version 1, and I'll say this, Art Shell version 1, we haven't really had that many good coaches in a while. Kiffin sucked. Dennis Allen can stick that red Sharpie up where the sun don't shine. Tom Cable, and he's back on staff. And Tom Cable coaches his ass off in these OTA sessions. Gruden is Gruden, and he's always out there coaching his ass off too, but so is Tom Cable. So with Tom Cable, John Gruden, Paul Guenther, who is a damn good defensive coordinator, and the people know his defense, that's only going to help us. We got some good players. So I'm calling it right now, calling it an L, not a hater, but it's just going to be something that you're going to have to look to see. I will see if I get that feeling in when the preseason comes along, how we're playing. I want to see if we gel quicker. I want to see these guys play. And then again, I also want to see how we're going to be a lot better as an entire 53. Yeah, I got it up here, Chris. Thank you there, sir. Appreciate it, Jukebox. Yeah, Randy, he did change our culture, but you know what? It was like this. He changed it up, and then they plummeted last year because of the crap that was going on between Del Rio and Tice, and getting rid of, Musgrave really just sucked, and Tice getting that person that shouldn't have coached, that couldn't coach a youth league, in Downing as our OC, and nobody respecting Downing. Tice being, the meathead that he was in Minnesota. That's why we sucked last year. The players didn't buy in. Yeah, there was some dissension, and I'm not even going to go there with what all of the activism. I get it, but the players did not buy in. Del Rio was a ham and egger, 9 to 5. He was out the door. And you know what? He got paid, and he got lazy, and he was out the friggin' door. John Gruden is always the first person in, and he's the last person out. And the only person that I respected more than Gruden, and I'll say this, is Rich Gannon when he was there, because Rich Gannon came in early as well. He played, he was there, he was reading, he was going over film. Rich Gannon was a flaming rectal hemorrhoid, but he loved doing what he did, and he earned it. But, that's the reason why Rich Gannon didn't come back, because he didn't want to do it anymore. He knew how hard he had to work. That's why he's not there. So, as of right now, don't hate. 10-6 is still a good record. Might not make it, but 9-7 I can see. But I can also see 7-9. That's an improvement. One game improvement. But we'll see. We went from 12-4 to 6-10. Dropped 6 games. In order for us to go exponentially forward, we got to go from 6-10 to 9-7. That's getting half of those games back. -6 plus 3. Got to get to 9-7. It can be done. It can be done. But don't sleep on the donkeys either, man. I think that Donkey Face Elway has got things going on, and they always cheat just like those friggin' Cheatriots. I want to see what they got going on. Kansas City, always going to be a tough out, but I think they're going to fall back. So the division can be ours, but you got to make it in first. And remember, 2 years ago we made it as a wild card at 12-4. My goodness, man, wouldn't it have been better if we won the division? If we had won the division, how things could have been different. Okay, yeah, Carr broke his ankle. Why was he in there at the very end of the game against the damn Colts? Why was he in there? I don't know. But again, your views, you guys are saying 12-4. You guys are smoking something if you think we're going to be 14-2. Just saying. One other thing that was really different this year was we are, and I'm going to be reading some quote. I'm going to quote some different things here. Is remember how we've always had injuries, nagging injuries. People just cannot get out of the tub because our strength and conditioning have sucked. They've sucked for years, and nobody cared from Dennis Allen forward, maybe even Cable. But the strength and conditioning have sucked for years. Back to Art Shell 2. They don't care. This year they care. Because the last time we've had a good strength and conditioning staff was when we had a coach named Gruden. We got a coach named Gruden back again. And this is the quote. The team is also interested in improving the physical fitness of the offensive line. And I quote, "We had 5 offensive linemen who were between 30 and 40 pounds heavier than when they left the facility last season. Gained 30 or 40 pounds in 3 or 4 months. Are you kidding me?" And the Capitals just scored. Crap. I hate the Capitals, being a Flyers fan. Oh, they turned it over? Well, then, of course, if you turn it over, you're going to get a score. Stupid. Good goal. Nice goal. Back to point. 30 or 40 pounds heavier than when we left the facility. Raiders strength and conditioning coach Tom Shaw told The Atlantic. They were eating whatever they wanted and were doing nothing. Let me repeat that. 30 and 40 pounds heavier than when they left the facility. They were eating whatever they wanted and were doing nothing. Nada. Zilch. Fat effing nothing. You can't win if your team doesn't buy in and keep themselves physically friggin' fit. I know I'm a fat older gentleman. I dropped weight and I've gained it back. You know, Randy, maybe. But it's the thought. It's the thought. You don't gain 30 or 40 friggin' pounds when you know you got to be in shape. But I'll tell you this, and this is what I like. And this is the strength guy, Tom Shaw, saying this again. It's $665 per pound per practice. That's the fine. And we can fine them twice a week. So that's $12,000 if you're 10 pounds over. $12,000 per player. You hit them in the friggin' wallet, they pay attention. And I'll end it with this. Gruden is having the players work with Shaw for more than 3 out of the 4 hours of instruction time allowed per practice session during the spring. Normally, that would be about 45 minutes with the strength coach. 45 minutes normal, 3 to 4 hours now. That means something to me. Mike, one-legged fat old man. Okay. So we'll all be fat together, but it's not good for us. It's not. My cardiologist wants me skinnier. I lost 50 pounds. 53, actually. And I've gained 30 of it back. And I hate it. I wore a suit this past weekend. Last year it fit me. And I didn't put the pictures up yet. I got to put the pictures up from my weekend in New York City. Last year, this suit fit me. You guys see the picture of October for the event, for the Blitnikoff event. I'm wearing a suit, and it fits. Chris, man, I got you by, 50 pounds. I'm 280. Not proud of it. Used to be 250. Joel, brother. Love you, brother. We need to get that off you, man. And I'm not saying me, because I know we need to do something. Health. Got to stay healthy. And G Mike, know you're talking about Kendricks. I haven't heard boo since the report that you showed me saying that he's saying he didn't sign with the Browns. Yeah, I know. Thanks there, Mr. Ortiz. But what they were saying was, and Michael was saying, is that he's saying that report was that he didn't sign. Great, man. Great. 406 down to 330. Joel, good, man. Good. We need to do? We need to have a weigh-in. Okay. Hattiesburg. All right, Clem. I need a patch. I need a patch, Clem. Speaking of which, because I needed to give him some love. Where the hell did I put it? There we go. A couple weeks ago, I was giving love to the crew up in New York by the shirts. I also gave some love to the crew out there in Arizona. And I said that I got a patch from Raider Nation, South Los Angeles. There it is right there. And oh, by the way, I got a pin today or the other day from my buddy, Mr. Borland, in Scotland. So power to him. It's right up there. It's a beautiful pin. And I thank you, sir. So anytime that your club has a pin or a patch, I'd love to wear it. I want to rep you. That goes out to everybody. We back the point on the weight. Hit him in the wallet. Hit him in the wallet, and it makes him think up here. If you find them, they're going to get pissed. They're going to get that weight down. Guaranteed. Some final thoughts, and then I'll also take other bits of input to you. One thing that we've been worried about this year, other than linebacker, I gotcha. I'm still, what we were talking about, Kendricks. I'm sorry, let me see who is, okay. Wow. I wish you guys can see this. Man. David Anderson, I love you because of the video you just sent me. I am a dirty old man, and that is an excellent video, and you guys can't see it. Sorry. Anyway, let me get back to my thoughts here. Whoa, that's a hell of a video. What was I saying? Oh, see what this does to me? Other than linebacker, the thing that scares me the most is the defensive backfield. I think we're going to be very, very good along the defensive front. Obviously, Mo Hurst is going to be a killer. Damn it, the Capitals did score again. Thanks for the update. I can't, guys. Wow. Let's just say if you have David Anderson as your friend, ask him to send the video. Ooh. Wow. Anyway, what I'm worried about, how much time is left? My goodness. It's behind you. Who is that? Oh, Eller. I thought it was Kuznetsov. 7 minutes. 7 minutes to go. Hopefully something good happened. Ortiz has it. But here's the thing there, Mr. Ortiz. And thank you for bringing it up. The D-backs are going to have to be diverse, can play a multitude of positions, because I'm seeing here, obviously, Gary Conley is playing well. Or he, obviously, it's still skulls and shorts. Okay, I get it. It's OTAs. But he's out there running around, and that's a good thing. Obi, not so sure. And Obi needs to pick his ass up. Needs to make sure that he's playing. And granted, not that he's doing anything to injure himself more, but that he's going to, because he's going to be an important part for us this year. But you know what? These safeties that we have, they're actually playing slot corner too, because Marcus Gilchrist working out at both safety and slot corner. Leon Hall, who knows Gunther's defense, playing safety and slot corner. They got to be diverse. Got to be able to do it. Worley, the kid that has some off-the-field issues, playing well. I think he had a pick the other day in practice. And yeah, Melvin, I'm not even going to go into Melvin because Melvin is on the one side. He is our starter, bar none. Melvin, for sure. Conley, probably on the other. And Melvin's still young, and he was playing all-pro caliber ball last year until he got injured. Conley was injured, so I expect big things out of our two starters, Melvin and Conley. Gilchrist, Worley playing, nickel and dime. There's going to be such competition this year. Sharice Wright came in and will be a contributor if he makes the team. Hall, contributor if he makes the team. Nick Nelson is going to be there. Okay, Nick Nelson, the rookie. And remember, I wasn't talking about safeties on this one there, Mr. Ortiz, and I appreciate it. I was talking pure corner right now. Because safeties, remember, you got Obi, you got Gilchrist at like one of the safeties. You have Nelson, the veteran, who apparently Gunther is either so in love with him or he's blowing smoke up everybody's butt, saying how great he's playing. Remember, this is not August. It's not September. It's June. Might look great in June. What are you going to do in August, in September? We'll see. Still a lot of games to be played. And games and practices and more practices and weigh-ins. And those guys got to drop that friggin' weight. Got to see it. So we'll see. We'll see what this looks like. Remember, there's a lot going on. The one thing I hope that we do have this year, because I've spent a lot of time talking about the defense, I want to see an improvement in that linebacker core. Needs to be done. I want to see if Eddie Vanderdoes comes back. I don't expect him back this year because, remember, he got injured the very last game of the year, and he might be, playing about, better. Mike, I tell you, brother, I was getting there. Just wait for my segue. The one thing that I'm worried about as well, Joseph, I'm good. Joseph is going to be playing well. Gilchrist is going to be playing well. Nelson there, Lawani, Obi, we're going to have a hell of a battle in the defensive backfield. For the first time in years, players that we cut are probably going to find themselves on another team. When was the last time that you could say that when the Raiders got rid of people at the end of camp? No, Mike. I'm no worries, brother. No worries. Just a comment, man. No. You have nothing to apologize about. I was actually getting there. Secondary, yep, there you go. If our defense can play even like the Rams of last year, remember they had the 14th ranked defense last year. They had the number one scoring offense, they scored points. If our O can score points and our D can take the ball away, we can win some games this year. That 7-9 immediately becomes a 9-7. That's 2 games. I know that our defense can win us 2 games. And you know what? Eddie Pinheiro can win us at least 1 more. If you think Pizza Boy is going to be on the team, he's going to be going back delivering pizza. And thank you for that segue as well. Between my man, Raider Ortiz, love you, brother, And G Mike, let's talk about those receivers, because Carr had the receivers that led the friggin' league in what? What did they lead the league in? It wasn't yards. It wasn't receptions. It might have been boneheaded plays, but that's not the stat I was going for. What they lead the league in? Drops. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Matt. You guys got it. G Mike got it. Thank you. Led the league in drops. Drops. You guys got it. Drop it like it's hot. Thank you, guys. You know. Give yourself the other drum roll and the rim shot. Not this year. When you have Jordy Nelson that can pluck things out of the air without, like Biletnikoff of old. Remember Bob Chandler? Bob Chandler, man. When Biletnikoff left, Bob Chandler was our possession receiver. Mike Siani, even with Biletnikoff, Mike Siani, old number 49 from Penn State, possession receiver. You don't have to be fast, not always. You got to be able to run the right friggin' route and catch the friggin' ball. And when Kenny was back there, or when Darryl was back there, you threw it, you knew you were going to be in the right spot, and you catch the friggin' ball. You're not going to throw it always to Cliff Branch. You're not going to always throw it to Warren Wells. You guys don't know these people. I know you know Cliff, but if you don't know Warren Wells, you might want to look him up. Joel, I don't do steel juice. and I was actually, I'm surprised Hot Neil is in here. I don't got Stevel juice. And to be honest, I can't stand Stevel juice. That's just me. $2.44 I got here there, Chris. Yeah, Crabtree was let go because not only did he have an off year, but he was a locker room pain in the ass. Crabtree was all about Crabtree. And the fact is that they needed somebody that was going to be there. You know, Jordy wasn't an automatic pickup, but they were going to get a receiver to complement Carr. And Matt knows about the change. You know, it's amazing. I don't know, because the Rams aren't going to play the Ravens this year. Check it out maybe next year. If the Rams play the Ravens, then you got Talib Crabtree 3. I don't have chains on. I got chain here. Get this. Here's my chain. See the skulls and bones. Here's my chains. You got Jordy Nelson. You got Cooper in the slot. You got Martavis Bryant. You know, the thing that's going to be unique is who's going to be our 4 and 5. Who's going to win out? Who's going to be those complementary receivers as well? We'll see.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten.
I tell you what,
he
guys.
wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver as he robs them of their gold.
It's going to be fun.
Wind is a RAIDER.
And I appreciate you being here.
They'll knock you round and up
It's always a pleasure to be here with you and I on Raider Reaction. Join me Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, I am 99.9% sure of having another Raider legend join me for the show. He said that he's already agreed to it, but he told me that I need to remind him. So join me Sunday. I will tell you this. If he joins me, he's one of those gentlemen that's right behind me on that poster. He's one of those gentlemen that's joining me if he joins me. You guys see that poster back there? The no passing zone? He's one of them.
When you have great coaches,
and Al said it best.
Then after you have great coaches, you get great players.
What's
you have
you
a
got?
Organization. And you tell them one thing.
One thing.
Just win, baby.
See you guys Sunday night. Remember, Black Friday tomorrow, Raider Reaction. Be there. Have a great weekend and come on back. Raiders, baby. We'll see you next time. See you Sunday. Ask Captain Jack. Have a great one. Just win, baby. We'll see you guys.